Okay, so now what I've done, I've used the story stick, the yardstick, whatever the hell you want to call it. I've used that to set up some limits. I set the height to the top of it, which I have information over there. And I've got the distance it sticks out from the back of the wall, because I've physically made it off here. It is physically being constructed from there to there. That's its border, can you see? And now I'm not putting any other information on that drawing because I don't care where the back of the box is. All I want to know is where the cap is. And then I have this off gap, the clearance gap that I want to put in, and it's an imaginary line that I'm using as a datum to set up everything else. So whatever that distance is, it's 15 millimeters. And I had 15 millimeters from the back of the box. And I put 10 millimeters on the top of the box. Can you see it? 10 millimeter gap. But now I've made it different. I want to make this piece of wood doesn't matter at the moment, because whatever I set there, that piece of wood will sit on it. I'm changing that to, you know, I'm going to make it different. I'm going to make it 15 mil. And then once the carpet goes in, all these dimensions will lift up. They'll always be lifting up and lifting out. They'll never be touching. Everything will be going away from this box. So anything happens, it'll be going, there's the box, and they can't go past it. You can't go past it this way, and you can't go down above onto it. There's the floor. Nothing can change. That can't change. The wall can't change. And these dimensions here cannot change. And I don't care what those dimensions are. I've taken it straight from something that's already been made and something that's already been measured. Okay, so it's been done in red. I can't see red, but I've done it in red anyway. If I came back in a week's time, I won't know what colour that is. I won't know what colour that is. I won't know what colour that is. But what I do know, I used that one, and that one. That's what I do know. I can see that. I did this one, and I should put them next to each other, shouldn't I? I should go, if I were bloody pedantic. I'll leave the black one there, and whatever that is, violet, purple, whatever colour it is, that's red and that's green, I think. Right, but that's all I know. I don't know what coffee. I'm not sure if that's blue. I think that's orange, and I think that's green, but it could be yellow. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just don't know. I mean, and they've perhaps don't write it on, do they? They don't think they're racist against colourblind people, aren't they? Because they don't write on that cap what colour it is. Or do they? Did they put it at the top? No, the brackets don't. Anyway, it's only £1. It's just £1. It's just cheap pens, you know. But there's people who are colourblind. We have a disability. You manufacturers, you make these things and you don't write the colour on it. You know, how do we know what colour that sorry thing is? Think of us as well. You know, think about us. Okay, if you're going to use any pencil, you can get any propelling pencil you want, and you can get a 0.3, 0.7. This is 2mm diameter. The Staedtler standard propelling pencil, what draftsmen use. That's a 2mm diameter lead, okay? And they come in different thicknesses, so you can go buy yourself a 2mm one. You can use a pen. Remember I was telling you about the Papermates? This is a proper Papermate with a proper pumpy heart one, and I'll show you that later. It's on my desk. What's on my desk? That is on my desk, okay? I've got these Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners, and I've lost one. They're 0.3. Look at that, 0.3. You know, and the reason I like these is when I'm drawing electronic circuits, if I draw them by hand and not by the computer, I use these to highlight the different lines to me. I don't know what the colours are, just to highlight the lines, and I'll draw it with. And I've lost that one in the middle. I'm crying now. I lost it. I'm going to buy some more of those when I get some money. I get some pennies. You know, if I get some pennies, I'll draw. Right, so what we're doing here now is I'm going to draw off this line and off that line, going that way, the front of this unit, because I can fit it in. I know what that dimension is. It's 400 from the back of the wall to the front, and then the door that's going on there will stick out. It'll be on the surface, you know, like on your units in your kitchen. The doors are always on the outside, aren't they? And it's going to be blum hinges that don't let you do anything else. They've got to go standard blum hinges that the cheapest ones that I can afford. They sit on the surface. Your door sits on the surface of your frame. Okay, so forget about that now. And so does your draw. Everything lines up vertically, so your draw does. You draw. I can never say that, can I? Draw. It's a freaking draw. I can't say it. I keep saying draw, and it's not. If I'm trying to say it, it's draw. Okay. Why can't I say draw? I'm going to say draw every time. I'll show the thickness on here, and I'll draw it on a gap, 2mm gap, and then I'll use my standard for the offset gaps between. You know, it's supposed to be 2.5mm or 2mm or whatever, but I'll do my dimensions, how I build it, how I build stuff. I put a different dimension. What I do is I do a bigger offset so that I can adjust. I have more range of. You do a 2.5mm offset and you've got. What have you got? Nothing. No, just 70.75 of a mil adjustment range. Put 5mm and you got 2.5mm adjustment. Yeah, make it a little bit bigger and give yourself some leeway. You know, you're building it, you do what you want. No mister's going to come and say, oh, fracking hell, look at you, you didn't do it to kitchen standard. Stuff that. You're making it. You make it what you want. My standard's 5mm, okay? There you go. That's 5 minutes. I've been told by a subscriber, he's a very important subscriber because he's my second or third subscriber, but he's the only one that's commenting at the moment, and he's a good friend of mine, because he's taken the time to watch the videos and he's been commenting back to me. So, John, thank you very much. I'd like to tell people about you, but I don't want to. I won't. Because you're a good person. He's a good person, is John. But what he did say to me is, idiot, make your videos a little bit longer. I want to see a little longer, more than 4 minutes or 5 minutes. So this is for you, John. From now on, I'm making +6, +8, +10 minute length videos, and I don't look at the numbers. It's just whatever I talk, and then I run out of, I run out of saliva in my mouth when I stop it. I stop the video and I go and have a drink, It's whatever. I just look at like 7 minutes now. This one is 7 minutes, so I'll just run this one a little bit more and I'll explain some more things. So we're making a piece of furniture, and as long as we don't go past this number, everything else is not set in stone. The only thing that's set in stone at the moment is this torsion box. Can't make that any bigger, right? I can make it smaller because I can cut it in half, but I can't make it any bigger. I am limited, so that has to go on to the correct dimension from the correct place, and it's here. The back of the torsion box goes from there, and it has a limit. That's a look. Imagine that. Take it and rotate it and drop it here, and these are the limits. So from the back of this 15mm off gap, the torsion box dimension has been determined. It's that. All right, we're looking this way. We're looking a section through there. If you get a laser beam and it's really powerful and you slice through that desk, whatever you have to do, the dimension that's critical, that can't change because it's built. It's immutable dimension again. Is that one? These can't go any further. The caster base. These are the caster bases. You're looking at the caster base on the floor like that. That's what you're looking at. On the floor, when it's on the floor, it's been given a dimension because this thing rotates, right? It rotates outside the limit of that plate. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So you have to make sure you did it that way, you drew it that way so that it doesn't go outside the limits and crunch. And it's inside the box anyway, so it can't go any further. It's inside the box for a reason, so when I put the screw in to hold it, it's going to go into the material, and it's not going to do it there because this is thinner now. So I've got to watch that. I'm going to have to move that out a little bit. But I don't want to move it out so far that, you whack it with your foot as you're going past. So the next thing I need to draw is I need to draw that dimension. Right, so you get your ruler. Because it's not something you could actually draw. You could take that side, you could take that piece of wood and drop it on and do that. Put it on somewhere near, right? Look at the back of it. Where is it? And it's 160. Those numbers are too small for me to see. 164, right? So on here, I've got that immutable line. I stick that on the back of that line, and I go from there that way, 164, right? And I do it again down here at the longest, as far away as between the distances that I can. 164 again, And once I've got it, I put the construction line in 164. This is the construction line. There's a standard for construction line. I ignore it. I just draw it like that. It's a construction line. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to come and whack you with a big stick, okay? So here we are, drawing in real life. Sometimes I mix my numbers up because I'm dyslexic, you know, Dalek-exic. And I'll get those numbers wrong way around. You know, we have these problems, don't we? You know, sometimes it's not a problem, you know. Maybe I like being dyslexic. You know, so if I want to go buy something and I forget what it is, I'll get something, might get something good. All right, here we go. You know, I might want to go buy a warehouse and I make a mistake. What am I going to get? What am I going to buy? Hey, what am I going to buy? I shouldn't do jokes like that, you know. It's a stupid dad humour. 164, right? Get me biggest rulery thing. It's not fun. Right, stick it there. Stick it on there. That's why you've got these reference lines. You get your points, don't you? I've got a 164 point there, and I've got a 164 point there. And just before you draw it, get your ruler, right, and stick it the other way. And see where it is. You know, measure 16 times and cut it once. Do it. 164, can you see that? Ah, you need a bionic eye, but yep. 164, so we're in the right place. Right. And I don't know where it is. Oh, I do, because I've drawn it on here. So I know where the top of the torsion box is. Top of the torsion box is right there, because I already drew the dimensions on. So what I can do, I've still got my point up there, but longest point away, get as much reference as you can. And then I'll drop that in, look, and I'll just draw it like that. And I've gone past my floor level. It's given me a construction line in there, okay? Now I know that from there to there is my caster base. I can't put the casters outside of that base, except for this one. That caster there is going on an outrigger, and it's inside that. I need to put that line on. I need to show it on here. Yeah, I need to just do a dash line in there to show that line and this line, which will give me this thing here, this outrigger that's not being made yet. It hasn't been made. It's not been created, and it may, because it's like this, it may change. It's in pencil and it may change. But I know what that dimension is. It's on here. This is the box cap. It's one. Make sure it's at the back of the wall. It's hit something over here. What is that it's hit? The ruler's hit something. You should really use that tape measure. Okay. Actually, we only, what's numbers that? 122. Right, so from the back, put it this way so it don't fall off. Make sure your cantilevers always go onto something solid. Put one of it here. Make sure you get it right. 122 I said. Okay, so draw a little peck. Draw a little peck there. It's going to go all the way up here. 122, draw another peck there. The peck, are they called pecking? What they called him, Willow, those little men? I can't remember. Right. Before you draw it, put it that way around. Make sure you have a little ruler. You just manage 122 in that little ruler, okay? Do what you preach. 122. Do what you say. 122. 122. This is your double check. I've done it now, because this is a critical dimension. We can't go past this one. It's difficult to do with one hand. So I won't. I'll draw it in, and then what we've got then is we've got the limits inside this box. I'm just gonna put it as a dash line, so I know that there's something happening inside there. It just gives you a little warning to your brain. Something's happening, but you might not need to. You might know what it is. I've put it here. Look, can you see? There's something happening in there and there, but I don't know what it is. But I put it there. Look, clear gap, 15mm. Put your notes in. Put as many as you want. Limits of pipe box. I've drawn a circle in there. Look, can you see it? I've drawn it in. I put limits of pipe box. It can't go any more than that. And this one tells me something, and then I'll do another one. By rights, I should be showing stuff on here. I should put underside, top of caster, and top of the thickness plate, caster reinforcement plate, and the bottom plate on the torsion box, and the torsion box size. And I don't need to. It'll develop. It'll start to develop inside here, and I want to make sure I can draw it over those lines. Those lines will stay. Whatever colour that is, they'll stay there. They'll always be there. They're still here on the drawing. Yeah. Okay, so let me get on with it. I'll come back. You'll see it again. I promise you. I'll let you have a little look. Okay. I won't hide it from you. I won't put a piece of paper of it when you come back, Secret Service stuff or whatever, and I won't make you sign Official Secrets Act. Right, so you won't get raped by government.